Alice, come on in. Come in when you get back. Iris, you can go finish your meal with Irene and then come back here. But remember,
It's my first time today. Hi.
pop in to say hi. Irene, what do you have in mind? What are you having for lunch?
We are going to eat most food. Hi. Hello.
Come back in when you finish your lunch. So, Roshan, okay, please first give us your English name.
My name is Tiffany.
Tiffany, okay.
Yes.
Tiffany, we know you're commissioned. You're designated to run the whole thing, okay, backstage. What is the biggest challenge you see right now?
Oh my god. Like you have to the money is the best problem. You have to
Money is the worst.
Yeah.
Sure, okay. This happens everywhere. Yes, you have to speak into the microphone.
Okay.
Okay. So, what have you been trying so far?
Actually, I didn't have some experience about the backstage, so I want to do
What if it's not something related to the backstage? It's more about raising the fund.
Yes.
What have you been trying so far?
Actually, his teacher called me to do this.
All
It's
right. I
not-
think Joyce has been doing a great job. I heard Joyce raise a lot of funds in her time.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
and that's probably the reason why she asked me, okay, how much do we have for the budget?
Oh,
And my answer was almost nothing.
nothing.
Yes, almost nothing. Used to be 200, 300,000, but now almost nothing.
Oh, really? But yes.
Okay, but other than raising fund, what else do you also find challenging?
We have like around 50% to do this, and I arrange them to do something like public or Instagram or
For propaganda.
yes. So you have to.
Did you go see the Japanese drama last week?
Japanese drama?
Yes, okay. The
okay.
drama,
I didn't
okay,
have to see.
produced by the Japanese department. They have something around 50 people backstage
Oh,
to support only 7 characters on stage.
50?
Yes, 50.
Ooh.
More than 50.
Oh.
This is what they usually do. They
Yes.
have a very strong army to run the whole show backstage.
Yes.
And then it was like, okay, you have something around 10 to 20 for serving one character.
yes.
Yes.
Our character is too many, so it's hard to control them.
But because, okay, we're running the same thing through different culture and through different perspectives, so probably it doesn't matter. We don't have to follow suit exactly.
Yes.
People walking by, okay, it's
Lunchtime.
almost, yes, it's lunchtime and there's a concert going on there, and also,
Yes.
okay, only one more week to go before we hit the final. So good luck with everyone. Good luck with everything.
Yes.
Yes, Zhouxian, now
Good
back to
waiter.
you. Okay.
Okay.
So what else do you also find challenging so far? Other than the money problem?
Other than my problem, like today we have to meeting with the art group. We have
Yes.
the art group, and we have public Instagram group. We have to take a meeting and we
One is
we post some
one
coming
group,
soon post.
One team is running Instagram propaganda. The other
Yes.
team is
Art.
art. What do they do?
Make the poster. Make a poster.
The poster team.
Yeah, and
That's the only thing they-
what about like we have make some doors or make some mics? They have to make them.
They are in charge of posters and props.
Yes.
Look at you.
I am
You're
Tiffany.
like 20 years younger.
I'm trying.
So orange.
I'm trying. That's I keep on saying I'm trying, but yeah, I'm literally trying to make an orange scheme today. Yeah.
You look as orange as Dutch.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
I have some secret Dutch blood in me.
So Yo-Yo's having high fever. She couldn't make it. And here we have Tiffany. Tiffany is actually running the backstage for this upcoming stage performance.
Yes.
为什么可以现在把那个音量不是调低一点吗？你们现在觉得耳机有点大声吗
Yes.
Okay. Keep on talking. So
Okay, it's good.
Yeah. I always thought that I was deaf, but maybe there's more deaf people than me. I always thought that my listening wasn't so good because I enjoy walking around with headphones in my ears, not just on inside because they're the pod kind of.
Oh, because you are using plugins.
I guess was that what they call them? I thought they're inner ear for sure. Yes. So people are walking around outside now. Yes. I like.
By
to
the way,
observe
most people are walking down that way because there's a concert going on at there.
Oh, yes. Good luck. You can do it. 一定可以 all pass. No problem.
Final exam.
Yeah. Tiffany, your final exams are coming. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you a senior now? No.
Yes, I'm senior.
Are you a super senior or just a senior?
Senior.
Okay. Because I remember teaching you when you were a sophomore. Hey, 期末考加油！一定要 all pass，不用走得更快。对，我就是希望祝福你啊，一定可以考很高分。Right, you can definitely get high
Look,
points.
you're amazing. How can you keep it up like this? I can't.
I could do this for like 1 hour. Why not? The studio is here. We've got glass. 同学们，要走快点，不要迟到，好不好 ？Thank you. Bye bye. Yes.
Hey, you sound like you got a frog in your throat. Anything happen? Slight touch of cold.
So bad news is, wife came back from abroad, from that diplomatic trip.
Yep.
And we thought she was just as sick as the rest of us were. So I have a son who's 2 years plus, which he started school in August.
Yep.
And any parent has gone through this. When your kid first starts going to school, get ready. You're going to get the worst colds. Takes a stretch of time for them to get their immune system up. Because my kid has never gone to daycare, which is probably probably a good thing. I've heard that there's actually.
But how old is he now?
Right now he is almost 2.5.
I think it's still early. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. People are saying like, okay, you send your kids to kindergarten around the age of 4 or something. And then when you first send them, they always get sick. That's where they build up their immune system.
Well, he's already been sent. So he is at school now. It's a full day kind of thing. So he gets to school by 9 and then he leaves at 4.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's actually been good for him because he's been a little bit delayed with his language. And so we didn't know if it was Asperger or something along the autism spectrum. And a lot of boys especially tend to be a little bit later.
Yes.
But now
yes.
he's starting to get some words down. Like he knows how to say fish in Chinese and dad, mom, and dog and things like that. His vocabulary is slowly building. His comprehension is really good. He can hear a lot of words.
Good.
But yeah, I think it was a good decision for him to start school at 2. But any younger, I could, my wife has friends and their kids started doing daycare a few months after being born. And
I don't think that sounds a bit off.
It's tough. It's tough because for a mother, if you're not working, it can be very difficult because you're not getting much interaction except with a baby, And it's great, right? But it's a little bit too much. And so a lot of mothers really struggle with their mental health, right? Hey, good luck on your final test. 期末考加油，一定可以的。对，100分。对，现在我在讨论我的孩子。对，有一天你有孩子的话，祝福你们呢。If you have kids someday, good luck. They're great. Yes. 我鼓励，如果可以生孩子，一定要生。Yeah.
Look, you're a natural. You're a natural.
I don't know. Well, it's easier when you're speaking a second language.
Probably, probably because I think when you teach long enough, you sort of lose your passion for everything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think I'm going through that phase.
Oh yeah, we're like what, week 14? Week 14, yeah. If you still have your passion, you're a little bit delusional.
Yeah.
Which I am.
I don't get me wrong. I can try to be as passionate, but it takes alcohol.
Oh, for sure. They should have like every teacher should have a quota of how many coffees. You get 2 coffees a day and 1 shot just to get you going for when the students are looking at their cell phones more than they're looking in your own eyes. But anyways, there's a lot of kids that almost don't make it their first year because they get sick and they do ER visits, and so I really feel for people who have to do daycare for the first couple years because we were able to avoid that. And Owen came out as a big child.
Yeah,
and
you
so
told me.
And there's a belief that early walkers are slow talkers, I think, something like that.
I've heard of that.
So he moved around a lot. When children are able to move a lot and they're physically kind of gifted, they
you
see
can't
less
have
need,
it all.
They see less need to develop their language. And maybe like little girls are not as active as little boys, and so maybe that's why girls develop.
Yeah.
But also maybe women are just a little bit smarter. They do seem like
we believe so.
There's good evidence too, like that there's genius men and really low men, right? Where women tend to be a little more average.
Yeah.
Right? So, men, we have our cannon fighters and we have our genius inventors.
They're the species we rely on for the survival of the whole human race. Yeah.
The women or the men?
Of course, women.
Yeah, the men are useless.
Yes, we all agree. So look, what's with this beanie?
Yeah, I just thought I would try it out because I've got the orange shirt. I was feeling pretty happy. I went to the gym today. I got 97.5 up. I'm coming after Daniel. Daniel, where are you? Daniel, 你在哪？我听说过你破100 ，yeah？ 但是我今天97.5公斤。
Or
is it 推举? Yeah, chest. Well, I forget what it's called.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 97.5. Yeah, I think I could do 100.
I've never tried that. I've never done any formal, proper training.
Total waste of time. It's a total. Yeah, I don't think women, they don't care about it.
I jog and exercise only to stay. Not even stay fit. Only to avoid gaining weight.
Tiffany, do you exercise?
A little bit. And my father is focused on gym too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Maybe I've seen him in the gym.
No, my father is living in Kaohsiung. So.
Okay, so it's probably not going to happen.
Yes.
You don't look like you're from Kaohsiung.
You don't.
You look like a northerner.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm living here 4 years, so.
Or the way you carry yourself.
期末考加油，可以的 ，Eating all pass. Bye bye Porson. Yeah, 可以的。我相信你一定可以拿很高的分数哦。Bye bye Porson. Make sure they're working hard. Porson used to be English department.
You have used to be.
Yeah. He studied here for 1 year and then he's gone now. Yeah. So but you have a lighter complexion, a kind of a fairer skin.
Yes.
Fair skin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also the way you carry yourself.
Southerners are a little more touchy, a little bit more lively.
Italian.
Yes.
Yeah. There'll be the Italian. There'll be the Taiwanese version of Italian.
Italian.
I think that's a fair comparison.
They keep shorter distance between themselves and people, and then they tend to be more friendly and passionate. And they don't mind body touching here and there. Yeah.
It's good though.
Maybe.
Good. But northerners, like Taipei people, we keep our distance. We stay in our bubbles.
It's not healthy.
So I'm keep distance.
No. Okay, let's say you blend in. You blend in well.
It's good.
Yeah.
Is it me? I don't know. 是我吗？是 Hebe 吗？ Oh yes.
Yes, that's Hebe.
Yeah, Hebe.
Wow.
That's
Hebe, you are welcome to pop in and join us.
You're always welcome to come to the show. 然后你也可以带你的朋友啊，对啊，我们现在有很多座位啊，有3个座位啊，对啊，欢迎，你要进来的话，
Welcome
也是
to
一个
join
开
our
放的。
podcast.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, this is life. Very good. Don't know what you're saying, but all good. Yes, lovely.
She's probably saying they're on their way to lunch.
Yeah, they probably are. But it's a little bit late for that. It's already 12:58. Yeah.
Oh.
Tiffany, what is your usual choice for lunch? If
so
you have
hard.
to eat nearby.
Laya. Cause I don't like to eat most burgers, and I usually.
I've never tried laya.
Really?
Okay. Look, by the way, do you know that the
What?
pronunciation laya is actually daddy long leg, that kind of spider in Taiwanese?
No.
It is. It sounds like spider, like daddy long leg. Okay, like the
yeah.
really big one who feeds on cockroaches, and that's the reason why I've never tried laya. Yep. You say
Crazy
laya,
reason.
you think of a spider.
Interesting.
Oh really?
Yes.
Do we have
Okay.
daddy long legs in Taiwan or no?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because where I'm from, there's a lot. And kids are scared of them. I'm from the north, and there's actually a good argument that, okay, is it safer to live in a climate where it gets cold in the wintertime? I mean, when I mean cold, I mean it can snow. So anything of wind die, anything temperate, right? So the nice thing where I live in Michigan,
Yes.
my dad always says it, is winters kill the scary things. Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
We don't have to worry about poisonous spiders. Like there's all these funny memes about in Australia every animal's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
They've got poisonous spiders, they've got poisonous animals, bats, anything that could be terrifying, and really cute koalas.
They got birds swooping down, taking your barbecues and stuff.
Watch out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But where I'm at, there are daddy long legs, and we always thought that they weren't poisonous. But I guess they're super poisonous, but then it's like they can't puncture the skin, but I hear that they can.
They are not. But they can cause some kind of a burning sensation and blisters on the skin. But if you ask biologists, they'll tell you, okay, that is not how human skin reacts to poison or venom. It's just some of the mechanism, okay, of the human skin causes that, okay. So that's as far as I know, okay. Still, I don't like them, okay. I'm scared of them.
Are you scared of spiders, Tiffany?
Yeah, scared.
Okay.
Scared of this. But I eat laya. There's a crazy reason that laya sound like spider, and you don't want to eat them.
Yes. Okay, that's exactly the reason why.
It's okay.
If something doesn't sound nice, something doesn't taste nice.
Okay.
Our exchange students over there, they're looking like, oh, I want to be in Europe. Europe is probably warmer than Taiwan right now.
Or
Oh, really?
they're hurrying on their way
yes.
to the next class.
Very suspicious. They're looking at those stairs wondering, can I make it?
But if you're willing to skip your class, you have to know you're always welcome in here.
Yes, always welcome. You can come here. Yes. 我们是一个很开放的空间，你要来的话，一定可以来。
Yes.
Yes.
And we
观点好，哎，
and we harbor absentees.
观点其实是篮球的教练，那种教练在那里。
Today
他很厉害。
Japanese students come to世新University today.
期末考加油 ，all pass.
I
You
don't
can
know.
do it.
Remember
Probably
that.
they have
You can do it.
they
You
book a
can do it.
different time here. Yeah.
The podcast gets really good after 1 o'clock because once everyone disappears, I actually get serious and I stop it's not cat calling. I'm just trying what they call interaction. Yeah, it's really bad for the conversation, and I think it annoys Alvin a little bit. But
No. Okay, I just get distracted. I'm not annoyed. I'm happily distracted. I'm happily distracted.
so what happened is my wife ended up getting alio, a gun. So some type of flu that works its way around, and so she's already gone on 2 trips abroad within like a month.
And that's why you get this little touch of cold.
Well, I don't think I have the flu. I think I have a cold, and so my son probably got me. So I've been sick more ever since my kid started going to school in August, and so. I'm getting. He's helping my immune system get stronger.
Do you also think that part of the reason why it's not very easy for you to get the flu is because you exercise regularly? So getting cold is inevitable, but getting flu for you is almost impossible.
You know, it's funny. I have I've been teaching at世新for 7 years now. This is my 6th year as a full-time teacher, and I've never had a sick day.
Really?
That's
Wow.
amazing.
I've even taught with COVID, and not in the classroom, but I was at home back when we, if you got COVID.
While you were streaming
Amazing.
through streaming.
So it's hard to say, like, is the time investing worth it? So for me, there was a female influencer, by the way. She said it. She had a really good point. She feels that you should exercise. You should aim to do about an hour and a half a day. And she's not like someone that Sarah Safari. It's not someone I go, wow, this is a very educated fitness influencer. But she made a good point of, in the past, most of us would work out all the time, right? And so most societies, when you got old, you kept on working, right? You just worked until you died. Yeah. And that's how you stay. That's how you stay healthy. Yeah. And I started thinking, like, maybe I should really aim for that. And that's about 10 hours a week. So I put in the weight room close to 5-6 hours for sure. Mm-hmm. So I do legs for 2 hours, and then the other upper body, I try to go about 4 times a week, and then 5 if I have more time. Yeah. And then I try to make sure I do 30 minutes of running.
I love to stay fit, but I never push myself that hard.
It's hard.
I'm a slacker.
You can't push yourself too hard. There's some people that they break down because you do push yourself too hard, and you need to know when to let yourself off the gas, let the foot off the gas. You don't want to hurt yourself.
But what did COVID do to you when you had it? Any very terrible symptoms?
No. I remember when I got it the second time. What was it the first time? No, it was the first time. I was like, God, I feel like I'm better. Actually, both times it was like this. I'm like,
you had it twice.
Yeah, I had it twice. Yeah,
it's normal. It's normal.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Students are always giving me. I don't know.
Tiffany, what's your experience?
I got once, but I got a deal once. But I think COVID is not. I am better too. I getting better because I only had a cold at 9 and not sick, not feel bad. So I just get a cold and nothing.
Let me remind you, right now you're looking at a human shell for 7 different COVID jabs.
Oh, really?
I have 7 jabs.
Are you still getting them? You still
I had my most recent one sometime last month.
Wow.
Yeah. I try not to. I told them I only need my flu shot. And then they say that, okay, since now you're here, okay, if you're well enough, might as well take 2 shots at the same time. So I did.
Yeah, that's a good point. Did you have any side effects?
Yes, I almost died again.
Really?
Yes.
So you've had
every time I had this strong jabs, okay, something that sounds Moderna, but I'm not sure. Okay, but anyhow, it's not Madonna. Okay, that always almost killed me.
Really?
Yeah, including the most recent one. Wow. I thought they did some modification on that, and somehow it turns out mild. No.
So you always get the flu shot?
No, only after COVID.
Okay.
Only after COVID, I changed my mind, and I also changed the way I look at vaccines.
Wow, so you've actually gotten more pro-vaccine since COVID?
Yes. Very cool. Before that, 0.
Really?
I don't believe in any needles coming into my body. I hate the feelings.
And why has your opinion changed on this?
Because people died, and then I did my homework, and then I listened to local doctors. I shut myself away. Okay, I turn around. Okay, turning away from the American TV stations where people protest against vaccinations and all that. I decided to believe in science than populism.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not an anti-vaxxer, and Owen gets all his shots. They have like a flu shot that they're recommending, Yeah. And I've kind of.
And Luke, you also have to know that they propagated it and passed it as a law. Okay, there is a law like if you have a hit or wave of serious epidemics and then you refuse vaccination, that's against the law.
In Taiwan?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like a one first class kind of regulation right underneath Constitution. Yeah.
You know, to me, the whole COVID thing, which I think was sad, was there was, in the United States, there was definitely some lying from the authorities or the way they worded their statements. And the idea like that people who are vaccinated can't spread it. And, you know, because we can. You know, I've gotten COVID from people who are vaccinated. But I think that really where the argument is that people who get vaccinated, you're much less likely to be hospitalized. And so you're saving money for the country.
Yes.
Right, on the lack of people getting hospitalized, right? And also, too, that, I mean, it's pretty clear to see that.
Or also, when it hits you, it hits you less hard.
Yeah. I mean, I have heard of people with getting side effects and stuff like that, right? So I haven't gotten a COVID shot in a while now. Yeah. Am I an anti-vaccine?
I have my complete collection of 7 different kinds.
That's nice.
In 7 different times.
And you've never gotten COVID yet?
Wow. Never.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I've had, I think,
So
3
sad.
jabs. And
But I can tell you, my side effect is probably worse than when you have your COVID.
yeah.
Oh.
Do you get vaccines partly because of your age, or would you get it no matter what, even if you're in your 20s and 30s?
I always believe that you are how old you think you are, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Well, there's the argument, right, that people who really need the vaccine are the old and the frail, right? And you're not old or frail. But
if there is something if there's a moment when I believe in age, I believe in the fact that I'm old enough, and they say that the vaccination doesn't really do much to older people. When young people have it, they feel something. When older people have it, they feel nothing.
Really?
I thought I would have felt nothing.
It's because all that running, you've
I don't know.
made your age go younger.
First time I had it, almost killed me. When people say that they have this sensation like your whole body, the front, was hit head on by a truck. I had no idea what they're talking about. After I have my first Moderna, yes, it felt exactly like that.
Yeah.
Did you have any side effects there, Tiffany?
I don't have this like the trunk. No, I don't have.
Getting hit by a truck, yes.
Just headache and feel like cold, like sick, but just like that. Not too strong.
No, it hit me hard. The vaccination hit me hard.
I was going to say, I knew I had COVID both times when I had a kind of uncontrollable shivering.
That bad?
I mean, it was kind of like the first night would be a little bit rough, and I would just have to put on a lot of clothes. Yeah. And then that would kind of get the temperature a little bit regulated. But when I felt like, I put on a jacket and I'm still cold, I'm like, yeah, I got it. That was always my clue.
But that's how you strengthen your immune system without suffering as much as I did from vaccination.
So you're going to keep on getting more COVID jabs, or is it just if the doctor gives it to you?
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done after this time. It's still no matter when I get it, no matter what kind of modification or new version they come up with, still gets to me. I hate that. I'm done. Yeah.
Well, maybe someday it would be really interesting to see a country by country comparison of countries that got the most jabs.
From now on, I'm building my immune system your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you believe in the flu vaccine, yeah? Do you get flu shots there, Tiffany?
Yes, I get a flu shots.
you get
So
every year?
hit me a lot. It's called like I have a runny nose, sick, and headache, cold. Everything just happened on that. But I feel nothing from COVID.
Look, that's just to say that I believe in vaccination only because I believe that it's a theoretically correct and medically possible.
期末考加油，一定可以的，一定可以。Oh, pass， 拜拜。他们要去上课吗？
I think
上
so.
课加油。
Either on their way to class or on their way to skip the class.
Yes, never skip class. 一定不要翘课，翘课不好。
Yeah, okay. So I believe that, okay, because, okay, I think vaccination is scientifically correct and medically possible. Not because I believe that you definitely have to get it, because this is the only way to build up your immune system. Okay, I don't. I believe that it's only a matter of choice. I can choose that, and I can also choose to avoid people who get something, or I can choose to have contact with people who get something already, so I can build up my immune system naturally. Yeah, I think there are so many different ways out there. And from now on, I'm done with injection.
You know, Owen, I don't think ever got COVID. And it's funny because everyone around him did. And so last year the flu shot came around and I'm like, well, he's at home all the time. And we didn't get him a flu shot. And I'm a little older than you, Tiffany. And when I was young, getting the flu shot wasn't as popular as it is now. In the United States, like well more than 50% of people get a flu vaccine every year, or a flu shot, whatever you want to call it. And that was kind of surprising to me. I didn't realize. I thought that it was a small group of people that would get it. And I maybe our opinion on it has changed, because the thing with the flu shot is they're guessing which strain is going to come around. So you might get the shot and then it doesn't really even help you, because there's different strains of the flu, that go around.
Far as I know, okay, flu shots here, okay, they're only a choice you can avoid or you can make. Okay, like here, mandatory is okay. Polio is mandatory.
Yeah, which is
in elementary school. Okay, it's like a global thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, flu shots. Okay, the parents can always say no. Yeah. And going back to the part where I told you that they passed the law that if it's a level 1, level 1 pandemic, you have to get the shots. That law is only activated from time to time and very rarely during COVID's time. But for any other situation, you can say no. Yeah.
Well, Taiwan did pretty well with COVID. It's funny. I think Taiwanese are much better about listening to the government in terms of. I think the masks are a little overrated, but in terms of quarantining was really well done. You have it, you go to the hotel, and then also getting people into quarantine hotels. It's really bad for your tourism industry. But I think the biggest thing that Taiwan protected itself was.
I think there are two very important features we have to know about Taiwanese people.
Yeah.
And neither one is listening to the government. Because we are always aware that, we vote and therefore they are formed. If we vote otherwise, they get the hell out of here. So these two features would be love of money, fear of death. That's the reason why.
For COVID.
If we see something that kills people, we behave ourselves. So I never think that whether the government can successfully get in the way of the people, between the people and something else. That's not it.
Did you ever get the AZ vaccine? That was the first one. So my wife works for Mobile.
Oh yes, so, I got that too.
So AZ first came out. It was AstraZeneca, and then all of a sudden, so Moderna. Yeah, there's another one. I'm starting to get out of touch. And
I forgot.
It's called mRNA. It's a new vaccine type, and I don't know too much. But all I know is that there's convincing evidence that the mRNA that you deal with not as much in terms of side effects. So I didn't get Moderna. What was the other one that was called? Anyways, I didn't really have the side effects that my wife had with AZ, and so now but the mRNA vaccines, the protocol to get a vaccine approved would take years, right? And with COVID, we didn't have that kind of time. So they sped up the process, and how do you do research on people who are living and things like that and approve it. And so I think some people are a little suspicious because, hey, this got done a little bit too quickly. But it's like, if in the future there's something even scarier than COVID, right? What if COVID was as lethal as SARS and spread at the same rate? I mean, you could be looking at a major issue. You could a population collapse. That's terrifying.
Yes.
I think we have past experience like H1N1 before, and I born in H1N1 in this year, so like we have the experience like avoid some like COVID, so we can quickly get down.
And some also says that the preparation we made for SARS partly helped the preparation to cope with the COVID. But I'm not sure. Before COVID, I didn't pay attention to any of these things. But when I realized that we're actually taking days off of stay
home.
off campus.
Stay off campus.
That's something big. And that's also when I start my cooking habits. Yeah, and purchase of more and more cooking utensils.
So during SARS, in terms of technology, Taiwan was not ready, right, for an online education experience. No. Never. But you have to define not ready. If you're thinking about that, producing those equipment we need, this is the producing country. But if you're thinking about the application of all those gears to teaching online, no, never once. Before COVID,
never on such a large scale, never.
There was have you seen the movie American Girl? 是美国女孩. It was a Taiwan 的国片, yeah. So it was really a great movie, and I don't know if they did it on purpose, but it was written and it released right around the COVID period.
Oh, really?
And it took you back to the SARS era.
Oh.
And so it's very powerful to see that. And by the way, there's actually these movies. Has anyone ever seen Contagion? I can't remember what it is in Chinese. Contagion is a movie that's basic. It was, I think, released in 2012. It has Matt Damon. And it is so amazing how many things came true.
Matches.
Yeah, it's amazing how so many films.
Yes,
I know.
that.
This is funny because you mentioned the local movie, and actually when COVID first hit us, I went back all the way to Daniel Defoe, The Year of the Plague. Talking about how London experienced a lockdown in the year of 1666. Yeah, that was my first go-to during the pandemic time. That was my first go-to read. Yeah.
Wow.
So what did you do during the pandemic? So when we first had a lockdown, I decided that I don't want to teach to Google Meet, and so I decided to pre-film myself, and I would just film myself doing funny things, and I'd post it online. And at first I had a very strict rule that you work from 9 until 5. And Sophie at that time I think was taking care of her father, because my late father-in-law at that time had just gotten diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And so I was kind of by myself all the time, and I had like strict rules that I'd wake up in the morning, go run, exercise, things like that. Then I was trying to keep office hours.
Yes, very healthy.
And then by the end of it, it was really rough because I was doing all these oral reports, and students would always sign up at the very end. And I was kind of, but you can't. What'd you do for grading and things like that? Because I was doing Google Form tests. And
same here. Google Forms, Google Sheets, Google Classroom. Yeah, I built a Google Classroom to use it as my test rooms. And when it's time, I gather all my students in there. I install all kinds of softwares, programs I need, including taking attendance and then keeping records, audio recording and then video recording. Yeah, everything. I always hang my clothes nearby, okay, my lecture clothes, okay, the whole suit. When it's time, I get dressed, I get changed, and then I always do online streaming, so okay, I can feel I'm actually okay working regular hours. Yeah,
interesting.
But I remember, okay, we once pre-record something for a conference for the dean.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the time.
Okay, I couldn't stand the whole are we at school or are we not at school. That was really hard because I had this one time I had students do a Google form test, and it's very interesting. Students do a lot better on Google form tests when they're at home rather than when they're in the classroom. And I'm like, guys, this is an open book test. Why are your test scores better? And it's because they're looking up answers or they're sharing answers, right, and things like that. And
I don't trust human nature. It's not a matter of my students. I always design my sheets to be unique, so everyone gets a different question sheet. And then when you check on something, you find yourself at the point of no return. You can only go forward. You cannot go back.
I'd have to see your tests.
And then, okay, when it's time, okay, you either hand in or you give up.
So
if you didn't give it, okay, if you didn't hand in your answer sheet in time, you get 0.
So this is, for Google Form, how could you customize the tests?
Yes, okay, there are certain clicks that you need to click into in order to set up something, okay, even more detailed.
So how much time did you spend on designing like a specific test? Must have been hours.
After I get used to my format, okay, I keep the format and the formula. After I get used to it, okay, it was like a matter of 10 minutes for every test.
To like grade them or something, or?
Grade? I don't grade them because I'm using a Google form. Google form graded for me.
Yes.
So, but like you would write all the questions and then questions would come randomly?
I break down everything I'm supposed to ask, everything they're supposed to answer into multiple choices or true or false. I keep everything objective.
Could they share answers though?
They have, when you do it my way, they can find a split second to share anything.
I'll have to see one of your tests.
Yes. I have to be honest though, I have already forgot most of the details, but if I get back to it, you give me a couple days for a warm up, okay, everything comes back.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was your experience like when you were at home learning?
I have a Zoom and also Google Meets, but I think some students will sleep at a time.
Oh yeah. I would get mad because I was like, guys, if you're late to class, it's not good, but I can forgive you a little bit. I'm like, if we start class at 10:10, there's no excuse that you're late. And I had students showing up late all the time. I was just, do you guys have zero self-control? Because literally you wake up at 10:07, 10:08, you open up.
Yeah.
I ask all the cameras to stay on.
Well, that was hard. They'd always shut them off though.
And I also installed a digital dice. So okay, I'll make the dice go round and it stops, and then I called on certain person to answer my question. And this happens all the time. Yeah, keep them on pins and needles.
Yeah. So you never had students like asleep and stuff like that when you ask questions?
When I see something very, very white at the back, I ask, was that your pillow? And then they sit up. Yeah. Wow.
They would always turn off their cameras, and I would keep them on. I have to remind them, and then
I yell at them. Okay, that was one. Okay, that was my worst yelling time. Okay, so and so, turn on your camera. I can see you. What are you doing? Like that. Wow. And they'll give me an excuse. Okay, saying then they are busying themselves in the toilet, and then I'll say, okay, you have 3 minutes.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would ask questions, and I think we had like an in-class debate, and 2 students didn't answer, and so I just marked them absent. I think they ended up getting called or something. That was whatever.
But always, there's always someone who forgot to log out of the classroom.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
and that's very obvious that they're falling asleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would always mark that. Who was.
Yeah.
High blood pressure as a teacher in COVID times.
I had online class. It wastes a year of my life.
So you think you lost? What'd you lose in that year?
The first year.
So what? So you were a freshman during.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so you never get to see your teachers in person.
Like first I see a teacher is Dorinda, and I see a Google Meet, the video that this is my
with
teacher.
or without her mask.
Without her mask.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is strange. Like the first time.
Yeah, that's the first
sometimes
time.
I saw students for an entire semester and they take off their mask by then. I'm like, put your mask back on.
Something here. Yeah.
Yes.
That's 'cause
I remember that.
Yeah, very strange.
And when every student take out their mask, and teachers say, "Oh,
am I in the wrong class?"
they can remember who are you."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they're cool.
It's also hard. I'm not sure if I got you right, but it's hard to remember students as well. I struggled a lot with knowing who was who because getting people to keep their cameras on was a full job in itself. I eventually gave up. I'm kind of glad to know how you did it. Yeah. I was just willing to just pre-record videos and whatever if you guys want to watch them, because I was asked questions and students wouldn't respond, and it just wasted so much time. And I try not to get too mad because it's not good for my health. But
True.
I like how you yeah. But it is hard to know who your students, because a lot of times the students know who you are. You always turn your camera on. I'm like, you guys don't turn your cameras on. Like, you don't barely even talk in class, and you have your high school photo up on the attendance roll, but I haven't seen you in person.
And also, I think by forcing them, we're helping them. Yeah, they stay on alert.
Taiwanese students are pretty naughty, if you think about it.
Yes, I think.
They need someone like me.
Like play hard, but not work hard.
Yeah.
It's like
in college.
There's a need to do. It just feels like you guys are working harder at being bad students than it would be just to be a good student.
You need good, decent people to support a good, decent society. And whenever people, coming from outside Taiwan, saying some nice things about Taiwan, and then, how comfortable they are finding themselves in this society, I always wonder, where do all the good and decent people come from? Look at every university. Look at every campus. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Was there a certain turning point of miracle? And when people hit that point, suddenly out of nowhere, and of course, that point only happened after they finished college. Everybody turns decent. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not talking about living an illegal life or legal life. I'm only talking about that. You know where you're going. You know where you're going. You know your sense about responsibility, what you do with your life, like that.
Yeah, Taiwanese are special. Like
is our education system. We have very teacher said you have to work hard on your test, and you have the very beautiful life in college. So you can play, you can go different city, you can see
For
the
that,
world.
I'm gonna kill all high school teachers.
So
that's
high school teacher they said that, and you have is like, oh, I'm work hard at my big test. So right now I can play, but I want to play. Yeah.
But also like
maybe some student thinks like that.
Well, maybe Taiwanese companies don't do a very good job of caring about college GPAs as well. I'm not sure. Do companies not look at?
I don't know. But for high-end company, this is of course within the picture. But for most companies, I don't even think they care.
Well, it should be important to me. Like if a person is a good student, they're gonna be much more likely to be a good worker.
It's a proof that they can endure chores, hard works when it
discipline.
Yeah.
But it's probably because a lot of dumb people are running businesses. It's also hard because there's a lot of family companies in Taiwan.
True.
And so, a lot of these bad students, they're
It's Asian system.
I've been always. Did you ever study abroad? I can't remember if you went to Korea or anything.
Yeah, Korea, Japan.
Both.
Both.
As an exchange student.
Exchange student, not sorry.
Okay. But
I have the friends is exchange students,
okay.
and they have same education system like ours, and they are get so shy. That I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is something bad about, and I've seen this a lot. So there's a good point, and I've heard this from Taiwanese people too. Taiwanese kids are very curious, just like all kids. But it's like in Taiwan, if you're a curious student, you get in trouble with the teacher. Where in the West, we really like questions. It's not a bad thing to ask a teacher a question. I've heard a lot of teachers say, "Are you dumb?" to a question, right? And in English, we have a phrase: there are no stupid questions. And actually, there are stupid questions. But it's a good phrase because if people don't ask a question, often the teacher doesn't know the student's problems. And sometimes one student has this question, but many students are thinking about this. And so one student asks a question, and many students benefit. But I mean, you just don't get questions from students. They want to wait until after class to ask you things. And which is annoying. So why don't you just ask me, and so I can leave after 2 hours and not 2.5? But there's something about the Taiwanese system where teachers often kind of scold curious students, and it kills the curiosity of students.
True.
And there's a lot of teachers like, I talk, you listen, and that's it. And
I don't know why. Okay, I don't know what's the deal. Okay, that never bothers me. For me, okay, being talkative with your teacher is a good thing. Yeah, but chit-chatting in small groups down there, ignoring your teacher isn't. So, okay, for me, okay, there are two ways of being talkative, okay, but one of them is very, very good. The other, very, very bad. So, look, what do you think is the deal with the American students, like naughty as monkey before college, and then when they enter college, they know what to do. They act very maturely. Here, the opposite, and I don't see any good in that. Why?
So, I kind of have said it before that in Taiwan and the United States, so Taiwan, your guys' high school is like our college, and our high school is like your college.
That's a very wrong and bad order.
So basically, in United States, we do a lot of our socializing in high school, and we have our clubs, and our sports. And
that's when you need to socialize with people.
Yeah. I mean, and so of course we apply to get into universities, but our university system cares much more about your extracurricular activities and who you are as a person holistically. And so we have something similar to these traits in the Jikao. It's called SAT and ACT.
Yes.
And it's not like one is at one time of the year and the other it's not like one winter, one spring. It's basically two different testing systems, very similar in their length and the questions they ask, things like that. I took the ACT, and I was one of the hardest working students, and I did one book. I read one book and took all the practice tests.
Wow.
And if I was to live in Taiwan, I would have probably done 4 or 5 of those books by myself, just because I'm like, oh my God, everyone else is doing this. And then, there are some cram schools, but it's not, you don't have a cram school alley. And so the amount of time that you all put into these tests in your high school in your third year, I mean, it's a big, big time. And so that's why you guys don't do extracurricular activities. And where we see that as a benefit, you see it as taking away from your learning, right? So to us, basketball be on a basketball team is an opportunity to learn, pick up leadership skills. It doesn't detract from you in terms of, your education. But in Taiwan, that's why so many people quit sports and other activities when they get to middle school, because now it's time. Yeah.
That's wrong. You should have most fun in your fun years, most sports in your sports year. And then in college, you should know that will be your serious years.
Yes.
You sit down, study like an adult.
Yeah.
Agree.
I mean, and there is a little bit too much happiness going on in American universities, and we have similar issues where
You too?
Yeah, but so United States there's definitely grade inflation. I think university is probably easier now than it used to be when I was a student.
Globally.
And it was harder for my dad's era, and I know this, right? For example, I was almost all A's. I think I got like 1 B+ in university. And I think if I was Alvin's age, I would have gotten more B's if I did the same.
No, you're always good.
Oh, thank you. But, I took it very, very seriously, and a lot of people fail out of American universities. So at my alma mater, my university I graduated from, about 40% of the students who start finish.
Oh.
Really?
So
it's hard.
And part of it, the problem is the tuition's very expensive, and people are realizing like, hey,
True.
I need to work, things like that. In Taiwan, your guys' tuition is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So for example, the minimum salary now is around 30,000. So for one semester at Shishin, you pay about 2 months of salary, right? In the United States, there's no way, When I was going to university, it was probably about 10,000 an entire year. So yeah, that's like a tuition, it's probably.
And now I heard they got better subsidy after life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
like almost something around 50% was covered by the subsidizing system.
I wouldn't know anything about that, which is I think nice, because it's nice to have people who are educated, right? You want educated people.
Yeah.
Educated people make better decisions. They're better to be around in general.
Anyhow, he was saying that he did this because he, in the hope of taking more of the student loan burden of the student's shoulder.
Yeah. Which United States, we have that problem. There's people who they're going to be passing on their student debt to their own children.
Yeah.
And that's very, very sad, because it used to be very cheap to go to university in the United States. It was subsidized by the government mostly. Yeah. And so what happened was, in the past, where I come from, Michigan, we used to make so many cars. And so people would not. I moved from the East Coast when I was 1 year old, so I don't remember that. But my family, both of my parents had college degrees. Where I'm from, that's actually kind of rare. So a lot of my generation, the parents go, "Why would I go to university when I go to this car factory and I make twice as much?"
Oh, true.
So I'm going to be making less money with a degree.
Yeah.
Why would I want to waste 4 years? But it was so cheap in the past. There's an argument, and I don't know how true this is, but in the 70s or 80s, to go to university was basically you work a summer job and you pay it off.
Really?
And now you can't really even do that anymore. I mean, you'd have to work year round, and you still can't.
Sure.
Right? So it's a big problem with American universities now, is that people are trying to pay for it rather than they're trying to pay for it while they're studying. So you have less time to study, so you spend more time working, right?
True.
And then you might fail classes, so then it's a very difficult situation. But like not paying off your tuition until you graduate, and then lots of you don't get a job right away after you graduate. So.
But here in Taiwan, I think the situation is different. In that the tuition fee isn't as pricey.
Yeah.
And then everyone walking on the street got a university diploma.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I grow old, I'm going to fight with you over my 7-Eleven part-time job, and I have a degree. No, I have degrees. So I think it's even university education here becomes more or less compulsory for a younger generation.
Yeah, I'm always very curious. Every once in a while, I'll meet someone who doesn't have a university degree, and I really want to talk to them, because something like 97.5% of high school graduates in Taiwan go to university. That
Yeah.
is insane.
So you don't have this
Yeah.
diploma to prove that you're excellent. You're only proving that, hey, I'm normal. Okay, so when you have an opening and then you need to pick someone, don't forget me. I'm one of the normals. Yeah.
I mean, it's 100 people, 2 of them who are your age, like didn't go to university at first. That's amazing. There's nothing like that in the United States. I think in the United States it's something like 60% of people.
Not going.
40% are not going. Yes. Like
Okay.
It used to be, I think, 70% or higher, and people are realizing, hey man, this high school, this whole college thing is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Because, and honestly, like, I mean, there's a lot of really good blue collar jobs or things that you can pick up with an associate's 副学士. So there's different skills, and is college really preparing you for the future?
But here,
that goes both ways.
We have a executive title for everything.
Yeah.
Though, okay, like I am really into cooking. I want to be a chef. But when the time comes, and then you need to pick a head chef, the so-called executive chef. Show your papers. In the end, no matter what kind of job you're having, you can never escape the loop of showing your papers. And I believe it's a more and more like this in the States, or it's already like this, or even worse.
Well, I mean, in the United States, I think it's something like about 1/3 of people have a college degree, have a bachelor's. I'm wondering if Taiwan is actually higher by now, because more of your youth go to college than are. And there's some things I think that one thing I like about Taiwan is that you guys don't have things that you don't need. United States, our universities are wasting so much money, constantly rebuilding buildings, making these fancy. Taiwan's dorms are getting better, right? But in our sports centers, where exercise, things like that, I mean, it's just top. It's imagine you're going to some hotel resort. Our universities compete with each other like that.
But it's a big country with a lot of resources.
Yeah, but I mean, it's making it more expensive than it needs to be. So I think Taiwanese universities, really, when it comes down to it, you really don't need too much. You need a nice projector. You need teachers who are passionate and students who care. I mean, education can be quite simple.
But do we really don't have the things that we don't need? That's a thing. Let's sleep on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there must be some things lying around, that we don't need. But people just tend to take them for granted, so they're lying around. Or even, some people are proud to have them around, saying that this is part of Taiwan. This is a signature of Taiwanese culture. But actually, we don't need that. There must be. There must be. What is what do you have from your observation?
That we can get rid of?
Yep.
In Taiwanese culture or in university culture?
Everywhere you can see here.
What can we get rid of in Taiwan?
Yeah.
What is wasteful?
What is wasteful? Or, something lying around, because they've been lying around for so long, but actually we just don't need that.
What is something that's inefficient?
Too much vaccination. Too many masks. Too many 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
Too much bubble tea.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed with all the email things. I see a lot of cosmetic surgery stuff.
Oh yeah, right.
That's disappointing.
Do you think it's it was there for some time, and then later on it gets worse because of the Korean influence? Right.
Right.
I feel also there's not enough healthy but relatively inexpensive restaurants. I have a former student who opened up a place that sells everything from noodles, different soups, things like that, in the Holman in the back gate. And he's able to get prices down to $65. And I think that we're starting to miss out on, it used to be like the 50块便当.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's I mean, 50 is a little bit cheap, right? But it's like everything nowadays.
Oh, you remember? Okay, yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that. Good old days. Good times. Good times.
I think that you can have restaurants with food that's under 100, and you treat your workers well, and it's clean. But I think that we're starting to get into this a little bit. Everything's fancy.
Let's work in that direction, Luke. Yeah.
And maybe that's
when both of us get retired. Yeah. We do something. We do something. Yeah. Something nice and easy. I think it's way past your gym time.
Well, I did the
right
gym.
now?
I did the gym in the morning. Yeah.
So really?
Sophie got the A version of whatever the flu is called. I don't know what it's called in English. And so I don't think I'm going to get it because
Okay.
Don't.
But anyways,
That's a very obscene thing to do.
Not cool. Cut that. So anyways, I'm going to go home now and take care of my son. Because everyone in the family except for Owen is kind of sick. I think Owen's recovering the fastest. Yeah. So hopefully I don't get the flu. But I'm going to try to take it easy on the wife.
Yeah.
The wife is supposed to come back, and this is my week to get everything done. And I think she's
Go ahead.
And I think that she's leaving.
You can do it.
I think she's leaving on Sunday. Yeah. And
so, you have my understanding.
Wow.
I make a joke and keep on going to tell people I'm like, 我是一个战士的单亲爸爸. And I'm like, 我是一个战士的单亲爸爸. And people
Cindy.
Are you enjoying on that?
No.
Carry your son.
I like taking care of Owen, but it's hard to be a temporary single father. But I think when I say 单亲爸爸, people go, oh, you're a single father? And I'm saying it's 暂时的, 是一段时间的.
Yes.
And I'm just making a joke because my wife is abroad and my mother-in-law is helping. So.
But you're saying temporary, like, okay, you're making temporary sounds like died at war.
Oh, okay.
So probably people pick that up.
Yeah. You can't make jokes like that in Taiwan. People get confused.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no? Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But you can certainly pour that joke on me. I can take it.
Yeah, he could get it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks,
Let's
Tiffany.
wrap up.
All right. What a deal. We're done.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, Luke, for your